Paulo and Jonathan for tonight.
Paulo and JR are good to go for tonight.
Yeah, as you looked at the film against the Wizards, what did you like, and what are some of the things that you want to clean up going to the second matchup?
You know, I liked our ability to make adjustments in the second half, being able to try to keep the ball out of the middle of the floor, defensive rebounding. The obvious areas, you know, they had 32 fast break points. Our ability to get back in transition, you know, we had 19 turnovers for 25 of those points. They had 52 points in the paint. So I think those pieces we'll have to look at, you know, and see what areas of growth we've had, being able to adjust to those.
Mo said this morning that he felt that he and I think a couple of the other players kind of felt like they weren't satisfied with the win on Wednesday. They know that there's some things that they have to clean up. As far as like a maturation process, is it good to hear a team look at what was a 19-point win and say, we know we can be a lot better?
Yes, I really do believe that this group is starting to understand that more and more, that we have a standard of the way that we want to defend, the way we want to share the ball and move the ball. And these guys can feel it real time. And that's why we've constantly talked to them about being able to communicate that to one another, to hold each other accountable and take complete ownership of it.
Jamahl, I remember some of the players remarking that they looked at that Brooklyn game in the NBA tournament as a lost opportunity. Do you think they're taking each game more seriously as each one is an opportunity to climb, even though they're out of the tournament?
I think what that did for these guys, to your point, is that it tells them each game matters. You know, that one loss right there, by whatever the point margin was, did something to your future. And so I think being able to stay in the moment and recognize one game at a time and how important each game is a big sign of growth for this group.
What challenges does playing the same opponent in back-to-back games present, especially when you win the first one by a large margin? You can imagine they're going to be countering in different kinds of ways this time.
Well, I think it creates a great opportunity to see how much you've grown. You know, the stats that we just rattled off: 52 points in the paint, 32 fast break points, 19 turnovers for 25 points. I think you're able to go directly back and look and see, okay, did we grow? Did we learn from these mistakes? Did we fix our spacing? Did we understand our closeouts? All of these pieces, you're able to go back and see it real time.
Colomo's two-man game is obviously a big part of that second unit, and it seems like teams are just not figuring it out yet, figuring out how to bust that up and try to stop it, I guess. But are you trying to be a little bit more proactive as teams get more film on these guys, especially that second unit, and trying to make adjustments before other teams are able to?
I'd say to that, it's the beauty of our team and allowing them to grow and realize how teams are being played. You keep it simple so they can register what's going on, and our coaches do a fantastic job of putting in concepts over necessarily plays, because we're going to see different coverages. Those guys are going to see blitzes, they're going to see switching, they're going to see teams forcing it down, but our coaches do such a great job of putting in those guys in that scenario, so when they see it, they can just register it off of just pure instincts.
Jamahl, where has Jalen taken his biggest leaps?
I think the game for Jalen has slowed down a ton. We talked about it actually the other day, and that just the game has gone to a slower pace for him with decision making. Defensively, you all see what he's doing and how tenacious, how his energy changes the dynamics of our team. But he's just grown, and the game is slowing down a ton for him when it comes to that.
How has he made the jump that he's made with his long-range shooting?
The work. I think what you're seeing is the body of work he put in this summer, the time he spent with our coaches, going back home, getting work in. But he's constantly working. I think anybody that you've seen make a jump like that, the result is it's the result of the hours that nobody's around, and he's done a ton of that.
Jet rejoined the team this morning. What did you hear about his experience in Osceola? What did you see from him in those games and the experience that he got with the G League team?
I think he just was able to get real-time reps and feel the pace of the game. And I think that the G League, the pace is a little bit faster than it is here. But I think it was great for him to see how he's got to sit down and guard, when and where he can get his shot. The other side of it is the conditioning. It's a different pace. So he was able to take that in real time. And now when he comes back and he works, he understands even more so what he's able to do.
And then just one more thing. Kevon has been kind of listed on the injury report is out with coach's decision. I know he had the knee issue in training camp. How is he doing in his recovery from that? And is there maybe an opportunity for him to get some of the same reps down with Osceola?
At some point, we'll look at that. Right now, he's just continuing to do individual work on the court with guys. He's stepping into some non-contact things, which is great for him.
You touched on this just a few minutes ago, but do you see maybe a football mentality to the way Jalen approaches defense? What makes him the defender he is?
He has that will and want to. He takes pride in the defense. The football definitely takes play because he's not afraid to get hit. But then there's that basketball IQ he has. He's probably one of the best I've seen at anticipating, where passes are going. He does a great job of getting his hand on the basketball, just with deflections and disrupting those guards. He's the front line of defense, and so he takes pride in that. Thank you, guys.